Hello, I'm Glenn Dyer, and you are watching a Dyer-Situation. I apologize if I look a little strange. I'm trying out new lighting and all. But anyway, last year I released a video, The Best and Worst of 2012. But I've discovered that this year I have actually seen enough movies to where I can officially do a top 5 best and top 5 worst. So, yeah, without further ado, this is the top 5 best movies of 2013.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you.
Now, as you may have noticed, I did not see every movie. In fact, I probably didn't even hear of some of the movies. But that's besides the point. This is a movie that I saw this year. Now, there was one movie that I saw that I did not review, nor do I plan to ever really review, mostly because I still don't know what to think of it. It would basically just be a video of me mumbling about how I felt about it. And so, it's not going to appear on either list, and you don't have to worry about it. But other than that, every single movie I saw, I did a review on, and thus qualifies for this. So there's not going to be something like last year with the Avengers and all that. It's just going to be straight up movies I saw, reviewed, and which ones are the best and worst. So, let's start off. Number 5, Thor: The Dark World. Yes, I know this movie has a few shortcomings. It's kind of strange and, very, like, just an odd film in itself. Like, it's just these strange alien planets that are being visited and all of these weird, almost like new Doctor Who-ish stuff, where it's just, like, things you've never heard of before that are suddenly important and all that. But they pulled it off really well here, much better than I think even Doctor Who does, as you probably know from my rant in the Day of the Doctor review. But, enough about that. How was Thor 2? I liked it, as you can see. It honestly has a bunch of really entertaining moments to it, and honestly, it's better than the first one. So yeah, there's not too much to say about it. Just, if you haven't seen it already, and if you like the first one, check it out. Number 4, Iron Man 3. Listen, I don't care that a lot of people didn't like this movie. I thought it was brilliant, alright? A lot of people have complained that in this film, like, there's very little Iron Man. They're like, hey, we paid to see Iron Man 3, not regular guy 3, and I was like, you know what? I'll just refer you to that line in The Avengers. Where it was like, so what are you if they take away the Iron Man suit? And he replies, like, billionaire playboy, blah 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 blah, super genius, all that. I'm like, yes, he's far more interesting without the suit, and that's why I like it that it was mainly just him in that movie, because he's a far more interesting character, honestly. And the suit is just more a means to an end rather than a character in itself. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, a lot more than actually the first two. Similar, of course, to Thor: The Dark World in that respect, that I like it more than its predecessors. Although, I suppose Thor 1 was a little, Iron Man 1 was a little more sincere about it, though, in terms of its technology. It wasn't using all the made-up fancy pants technology like in the last two, but even so, it was really entertaining and had a lot of fun with it. And that's what I really like about movies. Movies that are fun. You'll see a lot of ones that are not very fun over in the worst, but sticking to this list now, let's move on. Number 3, Evil Dead. Now, I haven't seen the first one, which is really disappointing to me because I kinda want to. No, not kinda, I really want to. But I haven't been able to find it anywhere. It's real pain, but look, that movie just on itself is kick-ass. Like, easily one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. And it really builds up the tension and stuff. It has a lot of shock moments in there. Not jump scares, like actual shock. Like people pulling needles out of their skin and stuff, and you're like, oh. It's just great. And it's been so long since I've seen a movie that gets down the basic ideals of horror like that. Which is surprising, because horror movies are released like once a month, but nobody can seem to actually get it. They're just like, let's throw in some creepy kid here, it's a scary movie now. Or let's have the alien slap his hand onto a glass, and you're like, oh, it's an alien. That's not horror, that's stupid. Okay? This movie is actually good. Like, full out good. I don't know how well it works with the source material. I don't really care. In and of itself, it is a great film. Totally recommended for all horror movie likers. And I don't know if you'd like it if you saw the first one. Maybe the original movie is better. Don't know. The only one I've seen in that series is Army of Darkness, but I'm told it is a lot different than the first one. So, yeah. Moving on. Number 2. Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Now, if you saw my review, you know how much I love this movie. It is awesome. Okay, for such a premise that could have been taken so stupidly. Like, what, Hansel and Gretel with guns? That just sounds like some sort of, I don't know, Michael Bay movie. But no, it's actually pretty gory, pretty clever, pretty fun. Honestly, like, there was not a moment in that movie where I felt bored, where I was confused, where anything like that. It knows what it is, and it works to the full extent of that. It doesn't try to be something bigger. They never try to put in some sort of big moral message. They're like, no, this is Hansel and Gretel with guns. It is gonna be awesome. And that's what it is. It is awesome. And the number 1 best movie of 2013 is Pacific Rim. Yes, I know. It's old news, right? One of the best movies ever. No, it's not old news. It is one of the best movies ever. And no, it still wouldn't make my top 5 best movie list. I'm not changing that, but it is a really damned good film. Not since, like, in the days of Independence Day have I seen a film that honestly is just a feel-good action movie. Like, you know, you want to, like, especially in these days where you have, like, Superman breaking people's necks and all that, and you're just like, oh man, I want to see a movie which actually makes me feel like, I don't know, a human being. And this one is just like, aliens come, we kick their asses, hooray for us. I'm like, yeah, I want to see that. I hope that people are led on by this and make more movies like that with like a kick-ass ending instead of a mopey world is doomed ending and oh, you should probably just go kill yourself now. There's nothing left to live for. No. I want something better than that. And that's what Pacific Rim brought. And that's why I think it definitely deserves the number 1 spot. It is one of the best films I've seen in a while, and that's really great. We got some of the best horror films I've ever seen, some of the best action films I've ever seen, and some of the best superhero films. I just realized there's 2 Marvel films in the top 5. I don't know, maybe I'm starting to be like the Oscars and Pixar movies. I'm just going to, whenever there's a Marvel film, I'll just shove it into the top 5 somewhere because I love it so much. No, I hope that I'm not doing that, and I hope it actually is because they're good movies, not because I'm a biased asshole. I'm going to leave you with the credits and my prediction for the best movie of 2014. because my prediction for best movie this year was so amazing. Well, yeah, leaving you with that. I'm Glenn Dyer, and you've been watching A Dire Situation.
Sunday, Monday, happy days.